Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Wednesday. It is Self-Care Wednesday, and I am here with a really nice lesson for today, but I actually forgot to grab the self-care deck. So we're just going to start with the ones we've been using for body positivity, the self-awareness cards. So I really like these. These really kind of make you think, make you dig a little deep inside, and maybe that's what we need for self-care today, right? Because even though it is not Body Positivity Day, we are going to focus a little bit on that and about communicating with your body and asking it what it needs. So let's see what we got here for self-care. Ooh, wow, that's a lot. We're also going to try a meditation during this thing, so during this live or video, so depending on when you're watching it. So be prepared, just relax, sit back. If you have coffee or whatever you're drinking, your tea, just find the zen mode. All right. Okay, here we go. Self-care Wednesday, self-care card number 1. Let's see. Good morning, older sibling. What if it isn't true? What if it isn't true? I know they're backwards, but you know, this is the glory of this show. Okay, so it's kind of the trademark, aside from my regular glasses that I use. But yeah, the thing you are telling yourself right now, the concrete reasons why you think you don't belong, you can't do it, you won't get there, you're not enough, or it's not for you. What if it wasn't true? Today's soul action. It's time for a soul chat. Close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, and ask the wise one within you, what if it isn't true? What else might be possible? Journal your answer. What lie do I need to let go of to reach my soul's truth? So again, the thing you are telling yourself right now, the concrete reasons why you think you don't belong, you can't do it, you won't get there, you're not enough, or it's not for you. What if it wasn't true? Now, the interesting thing about the way they put this is it's asking you to tell yourself. Basically, it's telling you to ask yourself, what if it isn't true? Instead of just saying, these are lies that your brain tells you. Sorry, guys. Make sure it's all, there we go. These are lies your brains are, your brains. It's like Doctor Who with 2 hearts, right? No, but these are lies your brain tells you, you know, because you do belong. You can do it. You will get there. You are enough. It is for you. Maybe not that particular thing. Well, you know, actually that one could be, is it for you or not? Because sometimes we just want to go with the crowd, right? We just want to be a part of something, even if it's not something we think we'll enjoy. So that's your soul action. Close your eyes and say to yourself, ask the wise one within you, what if it isn't true? What else might be possible? Then, what lie do I need to let go of to reach my soul's truth? And I think first and foremost that you're not enough, because you are enough, right? We talk about that all the time. So the next one, do I know all my strengths and am I using them? Good morning, Eileen. Do I know all my strengths and am I using them? Are you? I know I'm not. I know. I've been so lost in my head in what I don't want that I keep forgetting what I do want. What we all want in life. You know, the joy, the happiness, and thinking we're not worthy, thinking we're not enough, thinking that we're not, you know, we don't belong, right? Those are all lies that our head tells us. But again, the reason I like the way that card put it is it's asking you to tell yourself that. It's asking you to make that choice. So we all have superpowers, but it's up to us to uncover them. When we live and lead with our strengths, we are able to show up in our zone of genius. This inspires others to do the same. Ask yourself today, how can I use one of my soul's gifts to contribute to this open and ready world? I like to think I'm doing it through this show, right? Because one of my superpowers is talking. I know. Oh, to some people, I'm the villain. To other people, I'm the hero. It just depends on, you know, I was telling an older sibling, I said, man, I could go into like wherever and filibuster for days, just talk, just randomly, and you know, I could just go on forever. But I know I'm learning how to, you know, I'm learning So, what do I resist feeling right now? What do you resist feeling right now? Are you stuck? Do you feel like you don't belong? Do you feel like you're not enough? Do you feel like it's not for you? This is why the first card came up, because it wants you to kind of muck through all that stuff. It wants you to say, hey, I deserve all this. Sometimes we think that in order to either find success in whatever part of our lives we want to find success in, or to move forward in a certain area, that we have to pay our dues. But there is some truth to that. But people always become very specific about the dues you have to pay. People pay their dues throughout their life, period. And if you just traipse in somewhere and somebody says, well, how did you do that? Because I paid my dues. Like, you know what? That's because you're at limited thinking. You're at limited thinking. If you suddenly decide to switch careers, it doesn't mean you didn't pay your dues. It means you paid your dues in a place where you just weren't happy. And now you're like, whoa. And you appreciate it. You appreciate whatever new thing that you're heading towards. So you have to, oh, this is so funny. This is exactly what I say all the time. We have to feel it to heal it. So there you go. You have to feel it to heal it, right? We have to feel it to heal it in order to let go of pain. We first have to honor its existence. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. Today's soul action. Allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you, no matter how long it lasts. Then release it back into the ocean. Feel it, heal it. Enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. So, boy, I thought I was being clever when I came up with that like 9 years ago, and somebody else did too. So we almost have the same guardian angels or guides or spirit guides wandering around, stealing each other's quotes and giving them to their own people. I'm just kidding. Maybe. I know. And believe it or not, no, I've not had caffeine. I actually got sleep last night. I cannot believe it. I actually got sleep last night. So, I'm just delightful old me. So, do I surround myself with people who lift me up? This is an important one. How many times have we surrounded ourselves with people that just do not add to our lives? They just suck the life out of you, right? They just kind of like everything to them is woe to me, woe to me, woe to me. And sometimes it is a mental thing. Sometimes it is a mental health issue, and that's understandable, especially when, maybe people can't afford to go to therapy, or maybe people can't afford to help them find someone to help navigate them through life. And, that they're fighting their own battle with their brain. But then you have these other people that just do it because they need attention. And they don't know how to get it in the right way. I knew somebody like this a long, long time ago, where it's like, if you had something wrong with you, they suddenly did too. I remember one time, it's like, I told my mom, I said, yeah, my knee is really hurting. And it had been it'd been only a couple of months outside of my knee surgery. And I just told my mom, I said, yeah, can I get a Ziploc bag? Because I was visiting my mom, and my friend was with me because we were going to a baseball game, big family tailgate. And I was like, yeah, can I get a Ziploc bag and a towel? And she's like, what for? And I'm all like, oh, I just need an ice pack. And she's like, well, I'll get it for you. It's like, okay, well, thanks. I was ready to do it myself. And then all of a sudden, my friend's all, oh, my ankle hurts. It's like, you know what? You don't need to fight so hard to get attention. Just be your wonderful, lovely, amazing selves. And I didn't blame them. I mean, I kind of laughed at it like a time, like, really? Really? It's like, I actually have a genuine issue. But sometimes people feel either left out, or they feel alone, or they just feel like, they don't know how to get attention. And it could be something that happened throughout their life. And now that they get attention, they don't know how else to get it but to be negative and put themselves in negative situations. But the problem is, you can manifest this stuff. Because believe it or not, later in the day, their ankle did start actually hurting. So, you got to be careful with that. Just, like I said, be your fun, delightful self. The right people are going to find you, and the right people are going to be your friends. If they are not the right people, let them go. If they circle back because they've had some kind of, like emotional change, then, say, hey, welcome back, blah, blah, blah. But you don't need to hold those people so close, okay? Sometimes it's not worth it. So, Again, do I surround myself with people who lift me up? The people with whom we surround ourselves determine who we become. Does your tribe fill you up? Good morning, sis. Does your tribe fill you up? Do they inspire you? Do they believe in you? Do they help you step into your greatest potential? Today's soul action. Make a desire list of the type of people with whom you wish to surround yourself and clarify if there is anyone in your life who no longer serves you. Can you love them from a distance? I think we can, because sometimes people change. Sometimes when we cut people out, they suddenly start seeing their own behaviors, and it's like, ooh, maybe I need to fix that. So, and I'm sure that's happened to me. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I'm the first one to tell you that. But yeah, then, you just kind of, your mind starts to just kind of fall back into where it needs to be. So, let's get rolling into Self-Care Wednesday. I really liked this one today. Like I said, I've been using the Threads of Fate deck, and it's not to push the Oracle thing on anybody. It's because this is what they call the Shadow Edition. And the Shadow Edition is really, really, really about going deep. It's about, Carl Jung kind of pioneered the entire shadow work thing about. He was a very, very famous psychologist back in the time of Freud. In fact, they were colleagues for a while, but then they just kind of had a falling out, and they had different ideas of how to handle certain situations, and they disagreed, and they went their separate ways. So, but I don't know who Jeff is, but anybody can join. So, sure. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know who Jeff is, but they can just find me under my name and click on subscribe, or not subscribe, click on live and Dragon Jeff. Okay, yeah, see, you got to be specific. So, here's Dragon Jeff. So, Jessie gave his to me, sis, and she named him Jeff because he's got the Jeff Goldblum pose. So, I'm not really sure. Let's see, where can I put him? I guess I can put him right there. Here, I'll pull this out a little bit so you can see Jeff. There he is. Ta-da! Now he's sitting on top of my head. So yeah, there's Jeff. Lovely Jeff. I love him. He actually sits behind my camera. So, yeah, but I forgot what I was saying. So, anyways, self-care. He definitely needs some self-care. He's sitting on the selenite, so he's going to get a lot of self-care. But yeah, he's a delight. I love looking at him, and he makes me laugh. So, but anyways, and it's funny because ever since I've gotten him, I've seen like 4 or 5 things all about Jurassic Park in just random YouTube things I see. So it's like, oh, he's manifesting that. But no, the Threads of Fate deck, the Shadow Edition, it really kind of makes you dive deep inside, and that's what I wanted to do for Self-Care Wednesday. So it's kind of going with the body positivity thing, but it's not. So, and remember, body positivity is not about your size. It's not about what size you wear. It's not about your weight. It's about how you see yourself in the mirror. So whether you are thin or curvy, or tall or short, it doesn't matter. If you do not like yourself, this series is for you. So, or if you do not like, especially if you do not like who you see in the mirror, this series is for you. So, because, the body is not just your area where you carry weight or don't carry weight. It's head to toe. All right. So, ask your body. In spiritual work, the body is often overlooked. There is a tendency to go higher rather than go deeper. This is your encouragement to enter into a dialogue with your body. Our physical body holds all of our experiences, our heart, mind, and spirit. It also has inherited significant experiences and traumas that have been passed on in our lineage. To dialogue with the body is to get to the root of the matter where our minds can only guess. So, it really is about getting into your heart and your spirit, getting into your heart and your soul, and getting out of your mind. Whether you believe in generational trauma or not, generational trauma it could be spiritual trauma, or it could just be inherited traits over the course of generations and how the upbringing and raising. And a lot of people will say, I have broken the generational trauma. I have broken this, oh, sorry for derailing me. You're fine, sis. We got back there. So, this is how my brain works anyways. So, but yeah, it's about really kind of going deep and saying, this may have worked for my ancestors, which would be basically anybody from your grandparents on, or anybody who's passed. I guess technically my mom would be my ancestor now because she's passed away. I mean, not that that's funny, but you know what I mean. So, but it's the people that look after you, the people. But what maybe something didn't suit in this generation or that generation or that generation. Or maybe it's dated thinking, you know, like when people sit there and say, older sibling and I had this conversation the other day, it's not ladylike. And it's like, I get what she was saying. And we were kind of having the same conversation, but on different levels. So when it comes down to it, why is something not ladylike? There are a lot of women who, you know, pioneered their way in the old days, you know, which I would say just 50, 60 years ago, to become engineers. But it wasn't ladylike because that was a man's job. But and even more recently, we still get that, right? Well, that's a man's job. Why is it a man's job? You know, I knew a woman who was one of my ex-boyfriend's neighbors, and she worked for Caltrans, which is our state, the people that work on the roads, the people that do all, the ones that, you know, all the state workers that work with the vests on so you don't hit them, but they do the road work. And she actually worked night times on the freeways, which is definitely job security if you live in California and Southern California, because these freeways are never going to be done. The minute they're done, they find something new to do with it. So definite job security. But these are the kind of things that, you know, we're talking about, you know, and it's not a knock. I'm actually using this as an example because it's one of the terms I absolutely hate. It's not ladylike, but this is what we're taught over time. And that's just an example, right? It's like telling boys, well, you can't play with dolls, that's for girls. But yeah, but maybe they like it. That doesn't mean anything. It just means it's a toy and they're interested in it. But why does it matter if it means anything? We put too much old thinking, and it puts pressure on kids. Just let kids be kids. Let them grow into who they're meant to grow into. You know, it's not a reflection on you, because I think a lot of times that's what parents think. You know, what are my friends going to say? What are the neighbors going to say? Who cares? Unless your child grows up to become a serial killer, don't worry about it. If they do grow up to be a serial killer, then you should be embarrassed. But maybe, because sometimes I don't think the parents have anything to do with it. Sometimes kids just go rogue. You know, and who knows? If you believe in reincarnation, maybe it's just a baddie that got into their body. But you never know what's going to happen. Okay? So sometimes you just have to let them be themselves. Sometimes when we stifle kids, they can go rogue. So that was probably a terrible example. But it's Wednesday and I'm just kind of all over the place today. I think it's in the air, because even the people on the news this morning have been struggling with talking and getting their words out. So I'm just going to blame it on it being Wednesday. Odin's Day. So we have an exercise for this self-care Wednesday. And the exercise is, all right, I just want you to get comfortable. All right. If you are listening to this, you know, you can sit somewhere comfortable or you can lay down somewhere comfortable. And I'm going to walk you through this. All right. So sitting or laying down, comfortably bring your attention to your breath. So breathe in to the count of 8. Hold it and release to the count of 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a lot of times what that's doing is it's clearing out your lungs, right? You might, now if that's too much for you, just breathe in and as much as you can and breathe out to the same count. All right. Or you can just breathe in and out, but focus on your breath. So comfortably bring your attention to your breath. Let your body relax and clear your mind. Okay. Then imagine dropping into your body. Ask your body questions that come to mind. If there is anything you need guidance with or are unsure of, bring that to mind as well. See what it says. Deepening the relationship with one's body will always be beneficial. It will always provide a safe space where you can retreat to when you need assistance. Now, in this meditation that you're doing, whether you're doing with me or not, because you can pause this after, when you watch the replay, you can pause it after, if there's anything you need guidance with or unsure of, bring that to mind. But if there is a specific place that maybe you're hurting, maybe you're not feeling well, dive in there and ask it why. Now if you really want to be adventurous, you can go into your search engine and just say the spiritual meaning of, like maybe you have a side pain, or maybe your ankle hurts, or maybe your knee hurts, or maybe your back hurts, lower back, upper back, middle back. There are a lot of different things. In fact, I will try to remember to post one of the pain charts I use. So again, comfortably bring your attention to your breath. Let your body relax and clear your mind. Then imagine dropping into your body. Ask your body questions that come to mind. If there's anything you need guidance with or are unsure of, bring that to mind as well and see what it says. This will help deepen the relationship with your body, and it will always be beneficial to you. It's good to kind of keep in touch with, what's going on in there, right? So, we know Dragon Jeff, just, he likes laying down and looking cool all day long, and that's awesome because he's super chill. But sometimes we forget to tap into ourselves. We forget to check in with ourselves. So I know that was kind of an awkward exercise, right? So I was trying to do something different, but I think it's actually meant for you to just do it on your own. So I will type this out into the comments, and I will type this out onto the YouTube comments as well if you're watching there. And then that way you can just follow it on your own. Take your deep breaths, whatever's comfortable for you. Don't push yourself too hard. You don't want to pass out, all right? Meditation is not about passing out. You might fall asleep depending on how relaxed you get, but it's not about making yourself pass out because you can't breathe. So just do what's comfortable for you, all right? So I think that's a great exercise. I think it's good to get in there and to ask your body what you need. When we do spiritual work, a lot of times we do forget about our body. We're so focused on what's going on with our spirit and clearing our mind and opening our hearts that we forget that the body is containing all of this. Your meat case is containing all of this. Your heart, your body, your mind. Or your heart, your spirit, and your mind. Your soul is sitting there going, oh, please pay some attention to me. So it's not just mental, okay? It's not just always mental. It's about the whole thing. It's about asking yourself, hey, I'm not prone to having backaches. What's causing this? I'm not prone to having knee aches. What's causing this? My left arm right here or right here on my right arm is hurting so randomly, and I slept on my left side, so there's no reason my right side should be hurting or vice versa. So when it comes down to that, sometimes, it can be a spiritual or an emotional issue. And when that happens, it's good to dive deep and see, hey, maybe I'm going through this, and this is the cause. I so I talked about how I had shingles, and then on top of that, I decided, hey, let's add a kidney infection to that. So I think it might have been caused by my meds, but I do know that there was a spiritual reason behind it. And once I started to get in touch with that spiritual reason, it actually started to hurt a little bit less because I knew I had to heal that. So again, you have to feel it to heal it. And sometimes your body is going to feel it. And when your body feels it and you have no real explanation for it, it's time to heal it. All right. Sometimes it's hard. It can be hard to go deep. It can be hard to dig deep. Shadow work is not for the faint of heart because it's really asking you to go inside and pull out all the stuff that you don't want to think about. But sometimes we need to do that to let go. These are your anchors. These are the things holding you back. So on this Self-Care Wednesday, I really suggest that you sit again, read this through for yourself, and go in and dig deep. Now, if you choose to dig a little deeper into shadow work, like maybe you're thinking, oh my God, all this stuff comes up, make sure you have a good support system. excuse me, make sure you have a good support system or professional help. All right, because sometimes it can, you know, if you're not ready for these emotions, it's like standing under a waterfall and just getting pummeled. All right, so I'm not trying to scare you, because I tell you, it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life besides therapy back in 2017, which was a lot of, I think, preliminary shadow work. But it was also the best thing I've ever done for myself, because it's really setting me free now, and it's reminding me who I am, what I'm capable of. And just to finish it again, let's go back to that very first card. What if it isn't true? What if all these lies that you're telling yourself, you're not good enough, you don't belong, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't have this, you can't have that. What if they're all lies? What if they're all lies to hold you back? You know? You know, and if you're one of these people that go into the matrix, as they call it, I'm not sure I'm there. But think about it that way. Think about a program telling you you're not capable. You know, what would have happened if Neo thought he wasn't capable? So anyways, I digress. So tomorrow I'll be back with, we're going to start going deep tomorrow. Day 12 of body positivity. And remember, body positivity, this is not about your size. It is not about your weight. It is not about your clothes size. It is not about your height. It is simply, if you look in the mirror and you are struggling with who you see in the mirror, this is about getting back into now, into mindfulness, and loving exactly who you are in the body that you're walking through in life at this moment. Okay, it's about learning how to see you. I did not like myself when I was a different size. I struggled with the size I'm at now, and slowly but surely, doing this along with all of you, I am starting to see the difference. I'm starting to see the change. I'm starting to look at myself in the mirror and go, hey, good for you. You know, or compliment myself instead of going, ugh, you know, every time I pass my reflection. So I can honestly say that for the first time out of 3 tries, this is working for me. But it's not just because, you know, I'm following someone else's thing. The first 10 lessons were from a site, and I really liked those because I thought they were great to get us started. But now I'm actually really kind of putting in the work to help all of us. In fact, I think I want to close with last week's self-care that I really think will be helpful. Okay, just as a reminder to all of us, especially if you're going to do the exercise about imagine dropping into your body and asking your body questions that come to your mind. And if you need guidance, things that don't define you, grades and results, your struggles, your age, your clothes size, your job, past mistakes, likes and shares, your weight, and my favorite, what other people think of you. One of my favorite sayings, what other people think of you is none of your business. And you might be saying, that's my business. It is not your business. What other people think of you is not your business, because that's their insecurity. That's them. All right? So don't worry about them. The only validation you need is the validation you get from yourself. If you get validated by other people or you get compliments from other people, those are the bonus moments. Okay, those are the bonus moments. But the one person, again, that I always say that you are going to spend every moment of every second of your entire life with is you. So you should be loving yourself, you should be taking care of yourself, and you should be validating yourself. Ask Jeff, okay? Ask, where are you? Jeff knows. Dragon Jeff knows. He's sitting there looking cool as a cucumber going, hey, I think you should just trust yourself. Yeah, this is stuff I do all day long, right? Inanimate objects talking to me. But he is. Dragon Jeff is saying, do the thing. Do the thing that makes you happy. Do the thing that makes you smile. Okay? So take it from Jeff, because he knows. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day today. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. It is Self-Care Wednesday. Self-care isn't always about pampering yourself. It's about pampering your soul as well. Getting in there, diving in, and saying, hey, I don't want these anchors anymore. How do I get rid of them? I'll see everybody back here tomorrow for day 12 of Body Positivity, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Time, Facebook Live. All lives are public under Shelly Marie Lucas. Anybody can watch. Anybody can watch. And I also upload these to YouTube under the Aloha Perspective. Totally had a brain fart. And I do share it to my Facebook page, the Aloha Perspective. If you do not have half an hour or more to spend with me, I also upload a completely, well, it ends up being a little bit different. I end up with different messages during the TikTok, but it's 10 minutes or less. So I like to call it the express version of self-care or body positivity. So it's your convenience store, your quickie mart of body positivity or self-care. All right, have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Sis, Eileen, older sibling, thank you ladies for popping on. Jeff and I, we're out. Have a great day.